Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Thanks for liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel. What I wanted to talk about today is empathy and what science has shown about empathy as people basically go up in the, monetary spectrum and are in the low class of the monetary spectrum. And this is from the New Human Rights Movement, which is by Peter Joseph. Really smart guy, highly recommend Googling him or watching his movies. Perhaps more troubling are differences in empathy and compassion between upper and lower classes. A 2010 study found that higher class individuals actually had a more difficult time recognizing emotions in others. It appears the lower class develops more perceptive social skills than the upper. That would make sense because obviously you, sorry, you hang out with people of your kin more, and so you can understand them more. So I think you just obviously, you have more experience with this class of people, so you understand them more. You understand money's tight. You understand, every little thing can totally throw off your financial capabilities. One of the study's researchers concluded upper class people, in spite of all their advantages, suffer empathy deficits, and there are enormous consequences. Likewise, numerous studies examining differences in compassion suggest that the more one's bank account increases, the less compassionate he or she becomes. In a paper titled Having Less, Giving More, The Influence of Social Class on Pro-Social Behavior, the relative poor were found to give over twice as much to charity as the relative rich in percentage terms. So not monetary, not numerically, but percentage terms. The study also stated lower class individuals proved to be more generous, charitable, trusting, and helpful compared with their upper class counterparts. Mediator and moderator data showed that lower class individuals acted in a more pro-social fashion because of a greater commitment to egalitarian values and feelings of compassion. Don't you just love me reading things off for you guys? Egalitarian. Now, that is very interesting. Let's read more. A similar study by the Chronicles of Philanthropy showed the households earning between $50,000 and $75,000 a year give an average of 7.6% of their discretionary income to charity, while those making more than $100,000 gave only 4.2%. So 3% less, almost half as less. In some of the wealthiest neighborhoods with the largest share of people making it in excess of $200,000 a year, the average giving rating was only 2.8%, in the words of Ken Stern, writer for The Atlantic. One of the most surprising and perhaps confounding facts of charity in America is that people who can least afford to give are the ones who donate the greatest percentage of their income. Empathy, baby. In 2011, the wealthiest Americans, those with earnings in the top 20%, contributed an average of 1.3% of their income to charity. By comparison, Americans at the base of the income pyramid, those in the bottom 20%, donated 3.2% of their income, so twice as much. Again, while these percentages numbers may seem small, 1.2% to 3.2% actually means the poor are giving well over twice the amount in percentage terms. Now, that's a great story, and he tells this last anecdote to further the point, but it doesn't have anything, it's not rooted in science. I remember going to work early one winter morning, riding the subway into Manhattan from Brooklyn. An older homeless man was making his way through the mostly empty train car, pausing in front of me as I scrounged for whatever change I had to put into his empty cup. After I dropped in 2 quarters, the man thanked me and moved on. At the other side of the train was a clearly poor woman, bundled up and appearing to trying to sleep. The man shuffled along as though to pass her, only to stop and make eye contact. After a brief moment of interaction, he reached into his cup and took out one of the quarters and gave it to her. I was stunned to see the compassion. Boom. So I think what happens is, and he goes on to make this point more and more as well in the next paragraph, is that sociological research also suggests that something happens to people's ethics as they move up the economic ladder. While there are always exceptions, a general loss of social concern appears common. In a 2011 study from the University of California, Berkeley, it was found that upper class individuals behave more unethically than lower class individuals. Again, look at my video of the free market fallacy, where the whole incentive structure is to compete, and whoever you're competing with, you must destroy. So again, the higher up you go, the more competitive it is, and the more you must work to crush somebody. And that ends up in you kind of blurring the lines of what is ethical and what is unethical. In the case of the free market, you end up buying the government policy because, again, you get to a competitive level where the thing you're competing with is the government. So you end up in what to most people is very unethical behavior, because the only thing keeping you back or restricting your winning ways is the government, these regulations which should protect anyone, but you just see that as something that's going against you competitively. Upper class individuals behave more unethically than lower class individuals. Upper class individuals were more likely to break the law while driving relative to lower class individuals. In following up laboratory studies, upper class individuals were more likely to exhibit unethical decision-making tendencies, take valued goods from others, lie in a negotiation, cheat to increase their chance of winning a prize, and endorse unethical behavior at work than were lower class individuals. That makes sense because, again, it's not that the person, I believe, is not to blame kind of on the micro level, but on the macro level, the system, again, it only brings to the top the most unethical people because they rise. If you lie in a competition and you win because of that, that just kind of provides as a proving ground to do it again, to win. So if all that is being derived is that you need to win this competition no matter what the rules are, or you can kind of write your own book and buy the government or be unethical or lie, cheat, steal, harm others, that's what brings to the top. So again, it's a structure point of view that what you're incentivizing is, I say that word so often, is the top dogs, is these people who, act unethical to other people to further themselves. And that's how you rise to the top. Okay. I'll end it there, guys. Please give this a like. I'm trying to get 1,000 followers so I can do live videos. Have a great day.